Hello and welcome to the Failsafe Fitness Podcast, and the first time it's in video. Hello, how are you? Um, so my name obviously is Michael Joshua. I am the CEO and Director of Failsafe Fitness Limited, and if anyone's had a lesson from me, you'll know exactly who I am. So I do personal training, golf performance, all that kind of good stuff. It's been a difficult couple of weeks. I really have been struggling a little bit. Mum has been in and out of hospital, and of course most of this year I have been working quite hard on a couple of books. Something that I spoke to a couple of my clients about this week. But yeah, I'm working on two books. One is going to be about how you can be better at golf. In terms of if you're a 5 and below handicapper, whether you're a shot or hole handicapper, or whether you're 30 above handicapper. Where I'm looking at some data, I'm collecting the data as we speak. I'll have all of that by the end of August, and hopefully the book will be out Christmas-ish time. Perfect for the other half, male or female, to buy you this book ready for Christmas. Obviously, this is my wonderful little man cave I've got going on. You can see just over there we've got the dartboard and the laptop and a sexy mirror, so I can look sexy in that. It's wonderful. That's my finger, by the way. Still got my pants on. No. So it's going to be interesting over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to test this format out, see if the video helps with the podcast. Hopefully I'm trying to film some stuff before I go to the AIG Women's Open on the 29th of July. But in the meantime, I'm proudly, happily going to announce that any personal training, nutrition and weight management, golf performance or performance coaching of any kind is all going to be £20 an hour. It's going to be up on the 1st of July, running till the 28th of July to celebrate my 47th birthday. Yes, I know I look old for 47. I haven't had a shave. It's been a rough weekend. Like I say, Mom's been in the hospital. This is a little test because Podcastle has decided that he doesn't want to let me do what I was going to do. So I'm using this to upload it to Acast, and Acast are going to do the work for me because I fell out with Podcastle. Simple as that. And Audacity want way too much money for someone who's podcasting a couple of times a week. So yeah, whatever, go away. Like I say, there's going to be all the sessions are going to be £20 a session. 5 for 4 is going to be in that deal as well. So my previous 5 lessons for the price of 4 was £100. That is going to be a wonderful £80. So bargain, £20 an hour. That is probably the price of a full PGA Pro at somewhere like the Belfry or Ombersley or somewhere in the West Midlands. That's quite expensive. I know the chief head pro somewhere is charging £80 an hour. So you're gonna get 5 hours, 5 full hours with me playing golf, getting better at golf, learning your patterns and how you can fix yourself while you're out on the golf course for the price of one lesson with somebody else. Obviously, I'm not a PGA Pro, but I have 15 years of personal training experience, and I also have a massive ability to read body biomechanics because I've done Olympic lifting, CrossFit, you name it. I've pretty much done it over the last 30 years of my life. Been a pro footballer, got down to scratch playing golf. Not scratch anymore, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. So come join me, get in touch. All the links are in the description below. Like I say, this is a test version of this. It's going to be in video format, and I hope you like it. It's going to be probably going to be the future of the podcast, to be fair. Let's get into the things that I've seen over the last couple of weeks then, shall we? So obviously well done to Padraig Harrington winning the US 2025 US Open. If there's one YouTuber I want you to go and see, is go and watch Podrag. He gives no nonsense. It's very simplified, very easy to understand, and with him being the way he is, he doesn't beat about the bush when telling you what you need to be doing as an amateur, what you need to be doing as a professional, what he sees from his fellow professionals, and what he'd like to do and how you should be doing it. He's a great person to go and watch, and some good tips on there as well. Great Britain and Ireland, well done, congratulations, well done girls. First time in 20 years they've won the Vagliano Trophy. So it's Great Britain and Ireland versus the rest of Europe. I think a few of those girls will be in the Solheim Cup in the future. They were 7-5 down after day one, and then ended up winning 7.5 points to win against Europe on day two. And the third thing that interested me, I'm going to have a swig of this because it is 33 degrees, Dr. Pepper. What's the worst that can happen? Ben Lomond Scottish Gin. Now, in 2023 at Royal Liverpool, Ben Lomond became the the official gin of the Open. Sorry, not the number one, but they became the official gin of the Open. They've mixed it with a lot of local ingredients from Royal Portrush. It's £35 for a 70 centilitre bottle, or you can get the commemorative package, which has there are two glasses, a measuring cup, and a 50 centilitre bottle, and that's going to be £45. That's going to be available from Ben Lomond, or it's going to be available on the Open website as well. Go take a look. If you're into collectibles, collecting these things, I've got a bottle of Johnny Walker whiskey from St Andrews. It's the 150th Open. I've got a bottle. I had it bought me, and it's only gone up in value because they made, I think they made 2,000 bottles. That was it. They were specially packaged, limited edition. You're never going to get any more because they're one-offs, and these are one-offs that are going to be probably worth a lot more than when you buy them. So go take a look. All on the Open website. I'm going to finish the podcast. Like I say, this is a quick test. I've rattled through a few things. This is actually the second time I've recorded this podcast today. So you can see I'm a little frustrated. It's a little hot. It's like 30 degrees at the minute. So as a British person in the UK, 30 degrees feels like I'm in a toaster oven. It's ridiculous. But these next 5 things are all things that I was asked after last week's podcast. So the week before I did a About Me podcast. So it was what I offered to you as a sports coach and a performance coach, as a golf performance coach. And as a golf performance coach, I'm not a PGA pro. I'm not paying the fees that they've done. I've not gone down the qualification route. But what I have done, I've spent 15 years as a personal trainer, 15 years as a sports performance coach. So I understand the human body. I understand how things work. I've got people who have played cricket, who've played, tennis, who've not played golf at all, and they've gone to PGA pros and they've not really learnt anything. I've got people who've played really well, who've been to a lot of lessons and have learnt more about their swing and about how they play in literally one lesson than having spent £500-600 with somebody else. It's the way I work. I like to be honest. I like to be open. I've even, in a 3 for 2 back in the day when I first started this 3 years ago, I've given people money back. There's your money. I don't want it. You've got a 130 yard slice. You've had one lesson. You've come back. We've got it down to 60 yards. You've come back with a 130 yard slice, and you're looking to fix that before you go to Portugal in 4 days. I'm not fixing a 140 yard slice in 4 days, and certainly when you're 5 beers in, 6 holes in Portugal, you're not going to remember a goddamn thing I've taught you. So, yeah, that's the kind of coach I am. So, first things first is when you're out practicing, whether that be putting, chipping, hitting long shots, short shots, just pay attention. You know, and this is something I do in my lessons as well. It's narrowing your feet, widening your feet, opening your stance, closing your stance off, whatever it may be. Standing taller, standing shorter, ball back in the stance, ball forward in your stance. Those things are all relative to the way you play. And by doing those 6 things, ball forward, ball back, open stance, closed stance, taller, shorter, or wider and narrower stance, those 6 things can have a big, profound effect on ball flight. Left to right, right to left, high, low, whatever it may be. So pay attention as to what those things do, so you can go, oh, if I bring the ball forward in my stance, it's going to go higher. Because my low point's moving forward, I'm hitting it higher at the head. Or if I bring it back in my stance, I'm chunking it and it's coming out low. But it's low and right. But if I open my stance and I chunk it, it's going low and straight. So a combination of these things, and those are the 6 basic things you can do out on a golf course to help you play golf. Because if you know opening your stance does this, closing your stance does that, bringing the ball forward does this, bringing the ball back does that, and a combination of those does this or does that, you're halfway to being a better golfer already. So pay attention while you're practicing. The second thing, and the thing I drill into all of my clients at the minute, is routine. So I tend to pick 5 things. So number 1 is distance. How far have you got to the flag? I'm going to say, for instance, you got 150 yards, which for me would be a firm 8 iron is a good 8 iron, 150. So I hit a good 8 iron, but so first one is distance. Second one is lie. Lie's okay, so 8 iron's still on the table at the minute. Third thing, is there anything in the way? So is there anything, I don't know, is there a ditch across the front of the green? Is there a bunker? Is it front left, front right, at the back? Is there something protecting the green? So for instance, Himley Hall, first hole off at drive, normally is about 140, 150 in. I can hit 8 iron into that green, but if there's wind, there's a bunker short right. It's a bit hilly short left, so it won't get on the green. So if the flag is behind that bunker, I'm going to hit a 7 iron, and I'm going to hit it up the left hand side, making sure I avoid the big hazard in the bunker. I'm just going to try and get it rolling onto the green, or at least left hand side of that green, to make sure I can chip it on to get it up and down. These are again decisions. So I'm ticking off the distance, I'm ticking off the lie, I'm ticking off the hazard, and I'm also, is there any wind? You know, if there's no wind like there hardly has been today, I'd be fine. I'd just chip the 7 iron. You know, so those are the things that you need to consider every single shot. Whether you're putting, chipping, off the tee, just consider everything. Lie, obviously off the tee should be good. You know, wind, things like that. Is there anything I need to avoid? Am I good to go? Simple. So routine. Build that routine, use that routine, and you'll be perfect. Emotions. Now this is something where I've done it, and I know I've done it. Hit a bad tee shot, 3-putt on the first green, you know, you're bogey, triple bogey, you're 3 over. And as someone who's aspiring to get down to single figures, you know, you're 3 over, that's not really single figures kind of a start. And then you play a couple of decent holes, but you're still thinking about that tee shot a couple of holes ago. So you're still on the 4th tee going, I've gone triple par, 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 or par, par. So I'm on the 4th tee, I'm 3 over, I've got to par this hole, to get myself back fighting against the golf course. And it's hard to do. It's really hard to do. So you've got to control those emotions. And the other way, you've started par, par, par when you normally start bogey, bogey, bogey. You're 3 shots better. And the thing I've been using recently, and it's something that I know like Navy SEALs and armed forces and elite special forces tend to use, and it's box breathing. It's simple, it's easy, but it helps me control my emotions. I want you all to go and try it. Feel that emotion, anger, whatever it may be, feel it, but then go 3 seconds in, hold, 3 seconds out, hold, repeat. So you do in, hold, out, hold, and you do that 3 to 5 times as you're going down the fairway or as you're preparing, watching everybody else tee off. It controls that emotion. Especially if you're on the first tee, you get a little bit of, you've got a card in your hand, it's club championship, there's a little bit of butterflies. Controls that emotion, controls your breathing, brings the heart rate down, and just settles you in the moment. Go through that routine that we've just been talking about. Breathing's calm, your mind is set, you've made a decision, hit your shot. Commit to that shot, done. Emotions, gone. Low scores. Now this is something, allow yourself to dream. So you've gone par, 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 and you're like, well, I'm normally 6 over by now. Again, go through emotions. Breathe. Allow yourself to dream of that, but don't spiral into, I've just had a 7 and now it's all gone. Because you've just got to keep control of yourself. Dream of the low scores, set yourself a target. My target for last year was breaking 80 most of the time. I didn't do that. I shot 76 in the club championship. I shot a couple of 78s, 79, and I think I shot 3 or 4 80s. So I had 7 rounds that were 80 and below, and I averaged 82.3 for the entire year, which is good. It's decent enough golf. It should have got me down to single figures. It didn't. I ended up as a 10.9 because the rounds in between were awful. They were 85 to 90. So you can see that in the grand scheme of things, the 80s and mid 70s were spread out far too thin for me to make a bigger impact on my handicap. So yeah, allow yourself to dream about low scores, but set yourself a target that is not ridiculous. Don't let yourself get carried away. Set those goals. Be aggressive, but also be sensible. Use your pre-shot routine, use your emotions, and the low scores will just come. And the final thing for me is, I get a lot of people go, I'm out on the range, I'll have 20, me and my mate will share 50 balls before we go and play. I've striped 20 of them. I get on the first tee, I've pumped it out of bounds. And the second tee, I've pumped it out of bounds. And the third tee, I've topped it. So what we've got to do is differentiate between the range and the golf course. Because on the range, it's 100 yards wide, 300 yards long. You haven't got a tree, a bunker, a green, another golfer to miss or hit, whatever. You haven't got that. There's no pressure. And I'm quite self-deprecating in a funny way. It's a mechanism that I've always had. You stupid idiot, you fat git, you've topped that, well done. I'll make someone laugh, move on. Helps me move on. It's a self-protection thing. And when you've got a card in your hand, especially if you're playing in like a club championship and it's drawn lots, so you enter the club championship but you're drawing it with people that you don't know or potentially people you don't even like. That's a possibility. And you get drawn, they're marking your card, you're marking their card. You've just got to make the best of the situation. Belly's nervous, you're nervous. You've striped it on the range, but the range again is off mats, not off grass. You're now on grass. You're not getting the help and the bounce of the ball. You've just got to learn to deal with that by going through your pre-shot routine, knowing what your patterns are because you've paid attention while you've been practicing, and you're using what your coaches are telling you to do in your rounds. So, and knowing the difference between being out on the golf course and being on the range is massive. Because people go, I'm striping my driver dead straight. I get on the golf course, it's a 50-yard snap hook. Because on the golf course, you on the range, you're hitting it well because you're a little bit narrower and you're hitting it from the right spot. Whereas out on the golf course, your feet are wider than your shoulders. You've got a massively wide stance, massively wide. Then you get no hip turn, which means you can't turn your shoulders. You're just stuck, and it's out, or you're flipping it with the wrists. And it's something that you've got to, figure out while you're going. And like I say, if you've got a pre-shot routine, you've paid attention in practice, you've got control of those emotions, it all feeds into one. And this is something the book is going to be about. This is something that a lot of people wanted to hear a lot more about. And these are the 5 things that I feel everybody just needs to do more of, as well as the fitness and nutrition side of things. And practicing with purpose helps. Because so many people I see turn up, I want to practice my 50 and 100 yard shots because they're awful. But they've brought the driver with them. So they'll hit a couple of wedges, couple of 50s, couple of 100s, couple of 150s, and then driver comes out and bang, 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 bang. They're halfway through the thing and they're not there. And then when they go out and play Saturday or Sunday or whatever, and their chipping is still poor, their 100 yards is still too poor, their 50 yards is still poor. And the driver's probably poor because they've not got it teed up as high, or it's teed up lower than what it has been on the driving range. So they haven't really worked. You've got to practice with purpose, and which is what the book, a 30 handicapper, eliminating 3-putts, eliminating mistakes off the tee, not hitting 2 chips, not hitting 2 shots out of a bunker. I mean, if you do that on one hole, that's what, 2, 3, 4, that's 5 shots. And if you're averaging 8 on every hole, and you can average 6 on every hole, I've just saved you 36 shots a round. Simple. Golf's easy. You've just got to put the work in. A lot of people can't put the work in, and if you can't put the work in, that's fine. But you need to learn your patterns, learn how you play, and then you can be better. And that's all I'm here to do. And I think that's pretty much it. So, quick recap. Let's talk about the £20 a session, £20 an hour, golf performance, personal training, nutrition and weight management, all of that good stuff is available from me at Himley Hall Golf Centre for 20 quid an hour. And if you want 5 for 4, it's £80. £80, bargain. Could be one lesson from a PGA Pro, shall we say. It's one lesson. You're going to get 5. So go take a look. Links are all in the description. Have a great week, everybody. I'll be back in a couple of weeks. I hope this has gone well. I hope it works okay. Should be good. Enjoy everything, and I'll see you again soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.